Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for January 13th, 2016. We had our first snow of the season, first measurable snow of the season for many locations yesterday with some snow squalls that moved through yesterday. And most of that came through yesterday evening with just a solid band that came across from west to east across our coverage area here. So it quickly whitened the ground and some high winds accompanied it. It looked like some whiteout conditions there with poor visibilities for about 20 to 30 minutes, but then that was done. So most areas got generally an inch or less, but we had a few spots that had a little bit more than that, especially up here in the Poconos. We also had some higher amounts out here in north central PA. But for the rest of us, we were just looking at generally an inch or less with that squall, but it is still measurable snowfall in our first of the season for some of those areas that we're talking about further south and east. Now we're going to move a little bit forward today, have a little flurries, maybe some snow showers across the northern tier here with the some lake effect streamers coming through here, but nothing too crazy to talk about today. But we'll have the winds dying down a little bit after we start off. A little bit breezy, especially early on today, but I think they die down toward the end of the day. We'll have some wind chills that are going to be in the teens. Very cold today. Temperatures not getting above freezing across the majority of our coverage area. And then we're going to move ahead here, and Thursday is going to feature some more snow showers again off the lakes here, and that's going to be kind of confined just to our, again, far north areas here for that. Then Friday we think we're going to have increasing clouds. So this is where we're going to have this next system affecting the area here. Now here's the problem here. If you watched the Weather Weekly's video this past week, we talked about Storm 1, Storm 2, and Storm 3. This is Storm 1, and the first one in the video we were talking about was showing this system being just sheared out and didn't really make much of it. Well, then the model started keying on this one, cutting up in the lakes and actually getting pretty strong. So, that if it does that, of course, it brings warmer air. It also, instead of sending this area low pressure out down here out to sea, decided to turn it up the coast and intensify as it did so. So that was a change since Sunday, where we're looking at the Weather Weekly's video. But this one was not supposed to produce anything. If you watch the Weather Weekly's video, we keyed in on storm number 2, which is the MLK storm, which is Monday. So just keep that in mind. I have a lot of people who are confused, and they're saying, well, you said this was going to be snow. Well, we're talking about a different storm here. If there is something that does hit on Monday, that will be snow. It's either out to sea or snow. That's the one we're talking about. This one here has this system cutting up here and into the Great Lakes. So we do have a secondary that forms pretty far south here, and it does take over as the primary eventually. But whenever you have a system up here in the Great Lakes like this is just advecting warm air out ahead of it. It's just the way synoptics work. So will have this system come up the coast here, and it will bomb out and as it heads to the northeast. So your only hope here is a rain changing to snow situation as long as the transfer is complete. And this is looking at the latest GFS here. This storm does come up here. This is, of course, Friday night. And we are seeing some signs, even though the transfer is not complete here on the latest GFS run. This is showing a 992 millibar low, which is actually a pretty decent area low pressure. This is 978. So it's a little bit stronger. So this one's going to have a better influence. So you might start getting some dynamic cooling coming down here in northeastern PA. Might change that rain over to snow with some heavier bursts when you get the cold air from the upper levels are drawn down to the lower levels. That is possible here in northeastern PA. We aren't there yet for anywhere else but northeastern PA for that to occur. Maybe northwest New Jersey up here by Sussex County. But a lot of it's going to be predicated on what this does. And if this holds on longer and heads up further north like the GFS has shown tonight, then you're going to be in a warmer situation where you're going to have to rely on dynamics in order to get that changeover. So doesn't look like a bad setup, seeing a big coastal storm sitting out here, but whenever you have primary to the lakes here, this is going to mean a warm solution. So the majority of this will be rain. You do have the opportunity for some of that cold air to come in here behind it, change it over to snow. Again, that's mainly northeastern PA, northwest New Jersey. We'll watch that for changes today because the energy will be on shore. We'll be able to sample it. It did trend in the right direction up until this run here, where it started going backwards again. So, we'll see. This is going to move out up into New England, give them a pretty good snowstorm up there, up toward Maine and Vermont. Our second system, this is the MLK storm. Now again, this is not modeled to do anything but go out here like this right now. But if you look at some of the ensembles here, there's a good cluster of European model and GFS ensembles that are taking this thing up the coast here and making it very interesting here for Monday. If this does do that, the polar vortex has influence now, so this is going to be all snow. There's no chance that we'll say that there is no chance that this is going to be rain here on Monday. This is either snow, and I'm talking all the way to the coast, snow or nothing. Right now, this particular model shows nothing. We have seen some that are starting to get more influence further north. So this is the one we're going to keep an eye on for Sunday night and a Monday. This is the one we were talking about in the Weather Weeklies video that we had to watch out for, and we have another threat behind that as well. So it could be one of those deals where, yes, this storm is not going to, on Friday night and Saturday, might not do much for your area, but we might have something behind it here, depending on what that first storm does. A lot of things are going to go into that. That one storm sets up the other. But one thing that's happening here, and why it's staying to the south here on this particular model, is the polar vortex has too strong of an influence. It's too far south, and it just shears out this wave and sends it to the east. So that's what this particular model is doing right now. You can see it takes it off to the east here, almost due east. East-northeast, I should say, instead of bringing it up the coast. So we'll keep an eye on it over the next couple of days. But we're going to get through the narrowing down the weekend threat, the early weekend threat, Friday night and Saturday first, because we're going to see if we do have any changeover we have to worry about up here, especially in the northeastern PA and northwest New Jersey. We'll let you know as soon as we know, which should be within the next 24 hours. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for January 13th, 2016. Have a great Wednesday.